It's time again! We did it again! We helped write an amazing animation over on TerminalMontage's channel, and this video is my attempt at explaining it, because that's possible. So, it just makes sense that you should go watch that video before you see this. So go have fun. It's great. I'm pointing in the wrong direction entirely. It's over there. Click it. It's probably gone by now, because I... Intro. The animation begins and we see Ultra Balls falling from the sky, the most common ball to use for capturing legendary Pokemon. There's also a Pikachu, because Game Freak sometimes treats Pikachu as a legendary Pokemon, you know? Various legendary and mythical Pokemon pop up all around, and we get our first casualty, of course, at the hands of Mewtwo. One of, if not the, most powerful psychic-type Pokemon on Earth. Heatran, one of the lamer legendary Pokemon, has a very soft body, and thus it is of no issue at all to Mewtwo's telekinetic crush. Easy peasy. Genesect fires its plasma cannon at Giratina, who is having none of that. Really, Giratina has a pretty good chance of winning this, as it can open portals to the Distortion World, a world where time and space are all jumbled up, and it's a mess. And definitely qualifies as out of bounds, disqualifying all Pokemon who go into it. Darkrai, who doesn't like sunlight, as it's most active during the new moon, hides inside of Landorus's mind, likely causing nightmares, which Landorus definitely deserves, after all of its meta-ruining. And then we get to my wife's favorite part. It's still a great meme. Fun fact, according to the pokedex, every time Entei barks, a volcano erupts. Somewhere. It even specifies, somewhere around the globe. So at least it's Earth. And that seems like kind of a lame attack. Hey, don't you dare come any closer or I'll cause damage somewhere. I don't know where, but it'll be on you. Go away. Lugia basically rules over the three legendary birds, and it's also said that storms start when Lugia appears, and also if it flaps its wings, it causes 40-day storms, and that its wings blow down houses. Sounds like a hurricane to me, a super hurricane. So Lugia is just going around making hurricanes now and showing the birds who's boss. Now here comes Zeraora. It's stated that it approaches its enemies at the speed of lightning, and also that even if its opponents dodge its attacks, they will be electrocuted. So, let's just say it's fast. So it is capable of putting up a good fight, even against Mewtwo. But even still, Mewtwo's psychic power is just ridiculous, so it still leads to victory, though it does get shocked. Plus, I mean, it is stated that Mewtwo was created solely for battling, and that its battle abilities were raised to the ultimate level. Whatever that means. It also is completely uncompassionate, no mercy. He's just, I don't care. I'm Mewtwo. Dodge the laser! Zygarde, the protector and guardian of the ecosystem and maintainer Pokemon of order, hunted out Mewtwo specifically, as Mewtwo is man-made. It's heresy, unnatural to the world. It must be destroyed. But you know how Zygarde is made up of 100 Zygarde cells? Sure would be funny if one of them got taken out, which is exactly what Hoopa's thinking. The little trickster genie, or as the Pokedex puts it, a troublemaker that sends anything and everything to faraway places using its loop, which can warp space. Always messing with things, so it does so, and out come 99 cells worth of other forms. Also, Hoopa then escapes before there can be any repercussions. It's just traveling all over the world, and we get to see a scene of Melmetal consuming the flesh of Magearna, because that's what it does. It absorbs metals to essentially eat them, and Magearna is a living automaton, a soul in control of a metal body. Eventually, Palkia catches wind of Hoopa's space shenanigans and puts a stop to it. Being the creator with total control over the boundaries of space, it doesn't appreciate Hoopa's actions, so it breaks Hoopa's loop while it's midway through one, killing it. Which brings us to the desert, where Reshiram and Zekrom are still having a stare down. They've tried handling their debate of truth versus ideals peacefully, but now, well, there's only so much that can be said during a stare down. It's battle time. Theoretically speaking, these Pokemon have the most powerful fire and electric attacks of all. Pure plasma. It's no wonder that their Pokedex entries mention how they scorch the world with fire and lightning, and in doing so, the heat energy moves the atmosphere and changes the world's weather. Hence the cloud being cut in half, along with Tornadus. Tornidus. Torn-deuce. And oh buts, here comes Kyurem, capable of absorbing either Reshiram or Zekrom, as they were all once one original dragon. It does so to Zekrom, and then easily kills Reshiram, and notably, it would have made more sense for it to complete itself as the original dragon, but that's never happened in Pokemon, so we don't know what it looks like, or if it even is possible. It's just... this is easier. It's easier to explain. Keldeo is having none of this though. It wants to be a real hero, so it does so and decides to fight Black Kyurem, a matchup similar to what happened in Keldeo's Pokemon movie. You know, you would know that if you were one of the 6 people who saw it. Meanwhile, Regice is still walking around, just talking. That's what it does. And it happens upon Tapu Lele, who creates a psychic field before attacking it. Doesn't matter though, as Regice is unable to be even scratched, and also resists psychic and fairy type attacks. Tapu Lele's 2 types. But Groudon is kind of crazy. I mean, it created the land and expanded the continents. It even is said to make volcanoes erupt upon just waking up. So that happens. But not before it creates a massive fissure. Gotta do that first. A poor planet. Global warming. It's Groudon's fault. All this magma bursting forth causes many of the lame mons to catch on fire or melt. But notably, Regice is perfectly fine with this. After all, the Pokedex states that its icy body is so cold that it will not melt even if it is immersed in magma. So it's fine. But meanwhile, up in space, Lunala, the emissary of the moon, and as the Pokedex puts it, was known by the name of the beast that calls the moon, does just that. Though, yeah, is it actually capable of doing this? Controlling the moon? Probably not. Very probably not, but there's still a chance. There's a chance it has this power, it just never showed it. But still, probably not. But it's still funny. Just like Regice.
My body is ready.
It's funny. It's able to just hoist the moon away. After all, it's said that Regice is strong enough to pull the continents around. It's the reason the continents are where they are. It's stupid strong. But oh buts, here come the Ultra Wormholes. They were probably made by Solgaleo or Lunala, wanting to keep the moon by the planet. But all this noise! Dang it! It's waking up poor sleepy Jirachi, which only wakes up every 1,000 years, so it goes back to bed. Also, did you notice the little glitch? All of these Ultra Wormholes are messing with the space-time continuum. That's some risky business. Meanwhile, the legendary beasts get squished, which makes Ho-Oh freak out, as they are, in a way, Ho-Oh's creations, as Ho-Oh resurrected 3 recently deceased Pokemon into those 3 beasts. Theoretically, a Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon, by the way. But anyway, Ho-Oh revives them, again, but then Mewtwo moseys on over and just defeats all of them. I mean, really, if you look at Mewtwo canon and think about it realistically, it truly is a ridiculous creature, easily godlike abilities, with such psychic adeptitude. Now then, everybody makes fun of Groudon for being 4 times weak to its rival legendary Pokemon Kyogre, so it's only a matter of time before they meet, and Groudon gets flushed. Also, Lugia is still pissed, and it creates another hurricane, and uh-oh! Is that Rayquaza? It's canonical that Rayquaza is basically the boss of Kyogre and Groudon, the guardian of the earth and the atmosphere, and the theoretical creator of air. So it does not like Lugia's actions here, and being statistically one of the most powerful Pokemon ever, it defeats Lugia with ease. And then, because Deoxys and Rayquaza have just constant beefs with each other, they fight. Notably, Rayquaza does eat meteorites, and Deoxys came from space inside of a meteorite. Maybe Rayquaza at one point ate one of Deoxys' friends. Oh. Mewtwo and Victini are watching these goings-ons in space, and Cosmoem just shatters because it's just a stupid sleeping egg. And Mewtwo just teleports the moon away. It's gone now. And now it's time for a Victini lesson. Pokedex quote. This Pokemon brings victory. It is said that trainers with Victini always win, regardless of the type encounter. It creates an unlimited supply of energy inside its body, which it shares with those who touch it. When it shares the infinite energy it creates, that being's entire body will be overflowing with power. So I guess that's why Mewtwo is letting it live. They are sort of teaming up, going buddy-buddy. Mewtwo is smart enough to know all that. Enter Necrozma. Necrozma absorbs light and energy for its own gain, and it has an extraordinarily vicious disposition according to the Dex. It's also extremely ferocious and impossible to control. It even managed to absorb all of the natural light in another dimension, that of Ultra Megaopolis, and the people there now live in total darkness, besides their artificial light. Brutal. Necrozma will do whatever it needs to achieve victory, even absorb the energy from Victini, beefing it up. It even absorbs the light from Mewtwo's attack, and it knows what to do next. It immediately defeats Yveltal. According to the pokedex, when its life comes to an end, it absorbs the life energy of every living thing and turns into a cocoon once more. Necrozma gets away from this life-absorbing power, but the Pokemon all remaining on Earth are no more. Necrozma then takes over, absorbs Lunala, and then absorbs all of the light energy from Solgaleo as well. What Solgaleo was doing up there?
Oh no.
Who knows? But I love it. But play that bit again.
Oh no.
Very few Pokemon remain, and Ultra Necrozma knows what it must do. It must absorb all the light. It must win. And the only place left to go is up. It absorbs the sun and heads towards Arceus. But the Guardians of Space and Time will not have their creator harmed, so they protect it. Palkia splits space, but Ultra Necrozma withstands the blow and begins to glow. According to the Pokedex, it's capable of firing laser beams from all over its body, and that the light pouring from its body affects living things and nature, impacting them in various ways. In this case, vaporizing Palkia, whose very existence keeps space held together. With Palkia gone, reality begins to warp further, and Dialga, the creator and protector of time, has had enough and puts a stop to the flow of time. A moment of peace. Celebi is here too. It's capable of time travel after all. But too much energy is being cooped up in a single point in space-time. It's more unstable than ever, so Ultra Necrozma is able to escape and defeat Dialga, whose existence ensures that time continues to flow on normally. With both Palkia and Dialga defeated, space and time have no force holding them together any longer. Reality is breaking, and as Ultra Necrozma approaches Arceus, the creator of the universe, reality splits into two separate timelines. Not uncommon for the Pokemon multiverse. Fun fact, it is in-game canon that each game is its own little universe. My version of Pokemon Emerald is a different reality, a different universe from your version of Pokemon Emerald. Fun stuff. And there was also the firing of the ultimate weapon 3,000 years ago, which caused a timeline split in and of itself. So all that energy in one place is what it took to cause a reality split. So this Pokemon battle that's happening right now is definitely capable of that too. In one of these new realities, Necrozma avoids the judgment of Arceus and absorbs all of the light energy from the creator deity. Ultra Necrozma wins. But in the other reality, Arceus uses its 1,000 arms, which the Pokedex says it has, though it's likely metaphorical. We took it literally because it's funny, to eventually grab Ultra Necrozma. It then summons its unknown army, which is the metaphorical 1,000 arms we talked about, to put all of its power into a single Thanos-style snap. Arceus wins. And the simulation crashes. So why did Arceus win? Because obviously, while in-game its stats aren't actually that good, in canon and Pokedex lore stuff, it is the creator deity and also all types at once, so it has tons of resistances. And also, in the Arceus movie, it takes the full power of Dialga and Palkia just to hold Arceus back for a while. And that was a vastly weakened form of Arceus at that. So why did Necrozma win? Well, even in-game it has higher stats than Arceus, and that's without absorbing an entire new sun. And if you dive deep into Arceus' lore and inspirational origins, it is in many ways a creator deity of light, something a being like Necrozma could very well absorb. And that whole timeline split thing at the end was inspired by a recent theory of mine that explains some of the goings-on in the Pokemon timeline recently. I'll link that video up here if you're interested in the details, but long story short, the Pokemon Let's Go games may be part of a new timeline, one where Necrozma wasn't defeated during the events of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and it succeeded in absorbing all of the light from the world. How that leads into Let's Go, you'll have to see that video to find out. Other notes, Mewtwo made it super far. Game Freak loves Mewtwo, and is constantly upgrading its capabilities. A lot of Pokemon only got brief cameos where they died, and that's because they really had no chance. Be honest with yourself. Meloetta had no chance. Your waifu is dead. And really, no Earth-dwelling Pokemon had a chance. Because whenever Yveltal gets defeated, well, that's it for all of them on Earth, ain't it? I mean, if we take the Pokedex literally, which is the whole point of this simulation. Mewtwo is capable of going into space, so it might have had a chance at winning until you get to the very end. Though really, in a way, Mewtwo does kind of win. It would definitely have the highest KD ratio overall, but once that D is 1, you're done. Anyway, what do you think of this animation? And did you find all of the little Easter eggs? There's quite a few of them. There's also one Master Ball on the whole thing. Did you see it? And if you did like the animation, be sure to check out our other collaborative project, which is all of the non-legendary and mythical Pokemon doing a battle royale. Admittedly, a lot more interesting on my end than this one, I think, personally. Anyway, that was a super fun little thing to do. Should we do more? Let me know down below, and until next time, never stop using your noggin. Also, special announcement! Next month, we're doing an entire month about dragons and dragon-type Pokemon. And then the following month, we're doing an entire month about fairy-type Pokemon. So, look forward to that. Subscribe. Pokemon.